You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Y&R fans, we have got to talk about Sally Spectra's next romance now that she kicked Adam Newman to the curb for cheating on her. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I've got 3 really hot guys in mind that could be a perfect match for heartbroken Sally. So, Billy forced Adam to come clean to Sally, and of course, she was hurt, she was frustrated, and she walked out on Adam that night, but Sally hadn't yet decided, was she ready to call it quits with Adam for good. But then Chelsea tried to talk Sally into forgiving Adam and was also trying to get her to forgive Chelsea. And that was the breaking point. That was it. We all heard Sally tell Chelsea, okay, I've decided right now I'm done with Adam. And when Sally told Adam, that's it, of course, he blamed Chelsea and said she had pushed Sally too far. And he's still mad at Chelsea for telling Billy the truth because then he ran it to Sally. Of course, Adam doesn't want to accept blame for his own actions, but that's nothing new. And for now, at least, Sally seems to have written him off. So you might think that the guy she would go running to would be Adam's big brother, Nick Newman, just because of their history. However, I don't think that's the direction that Young and the Restless is going in for a couple of reasons. First, Sally tried very hard to fall in love with Nick, but it just didn't ever click for her, And the second thing is that he doesn't have time for Sally. Nick has his hands very full right now with Sharon Newman's mental health crisis, with what's going on with Faith. So to me, it definitely looks like Nick is off the table, but there are some other men to consider. And of course, the first one we got to talk about is Billy Abbott for very obvious reasons. So spoilers from the fall preview for Y&R confirm that Sally and Billy continue to spend time together as they process this betrayal. And we've also watched Sally get closer to Billy just very gradually over the last few months while their partners were focused on their son, Connor Newman, understandably. The question is, will Sally and Billy have some sort of rebound revenge fling or just some kind of drunken thing and then it turns into something, or will they just remain friends? I personally think Sally should avoid getting tangled up with Billy because in the long run, he's just as bad of a train wreck as Adam. So she would not be improving her life by swapping one of them for the other. Plus, there's always a chance that Chelsea is going to be able to convince Billy to take her back. But it's just about Sally, if it's just about getting revenge on Adam, then yeah, her hooking up with Billy would definitely enrage him. I don't think it's going to go that way, and I definitely hope it doesn't go that way, but you never know. All right, next we're going to talk about Chancellor. And yeah, I know he's dating Summer Newman right now. However, that's about to change according to the fall sneak peek spoilers for the CBS soap. Very soon, Kyle Abbott is going to start dating Summer's cousin, Claire Newman, and Summer is going to get jealous, according to these official spoilers, and she's going to start to question whether she still wants Kyle for herself. And if you remember, Phyllis just made Summer really angry when she suggested that her daughter has unresolved feelings for Kyle, but it certainly looks like Chance is about to be left by the wayside while Summer, starts fighting her cousin Claire over Kyle. Another love triangle centered around the Abbott heir. And of course, that's the last thing Chance needs in his life, especially after the way Abby betrayed him. In a way, Chance might be the perfect rebound for Sally because they've had very similar life experiences with cheaters in their life. At least Sally didn't walk in on Adam and Chelsea naked doing the deed like Chance did with Abby and Devon. That was terrible. And unfortunately, it looks like Chance is going to have another unfaithful woman in his life soon because Summer is about to be chasing Kyle. And I'm not sure that Summer is even going to do Chance the courtesy of breaking up with him before she starts jealously pursuing Kyle. You know, right now Summer's in full denial. This could get very messy, and Chance might wind up brokenhearted again. But it might be very interesting to see him and Sally, you know, fall in love and heal each other. I think it is definitely a pairing to consider and two to watch. So another hot guy I want to talk about, the third hot guy as a possibility for Sally, is Nate Hastings. And yes, I know he's involved with Audra Charles, but she's a man-eater. And so, you know, from the get-go, it seemed doomed. Plus, I don't even know how much Audra is going to be around. We rarely ever see her. She doesn't really have this front burner storyline, and I don't know what they're doing with her. And although Nate wants an actual relationship with her, Audra seems to just want a bed buddy and an occasional dinner date to talk about work with. That does not bode well for the future. Plus, Audra has been through so many men during her tenure on Y&R that I just don't see her sticking with Nate for too long. I do think Sally and Nate would make a gorgeous couple, and they could be quite compatible. They're both very ambitious and clever and resilient. And just imagine if they made a baby, how gorgeous it would be. Oh my goodness. All right. I did not include Kyle in this conversation to be considered at all, because he's about to be dating Claire, and then Summer's after him too. Plus, I think it would be really weird if Sally got involved with Kyle, because it was just a few years ago when she first came to Y&R that Sally was actively pursuing his dad, Jack Abbott, in that weird May December thing that they had going. It just screamed daddy issues, and I'm glad that Y&R put a stop to it and just put Jack with Diane. That's fine. But our discussion wouldn't be complete without mentioning one last hunk in town. Of course, that's Adam Newman, because I don't see him giving up on her. Even when Sally was with Nick and they were getting serious, Adam never stopped loving her. He never stopped pursuing her, even though it aggravated his brother, even though Sally told him to stop. So honestly, I don't see Adam accepting this breakup. Maybe he'll take a step back to give Sally a little bit of room to work through her anger, but there's no way Adam is not going to keep trying to get back with her. And I'll be honest, I love Sally with Adam, but it's not a healthy choice. But then the fun stuff on soaps never is the healthy choice, right? So I do think it would be a long road to a reunion. So in the meantime, maybe Sally will get with one of these other guys, even if she is eventually destined to be back with Adam. So the big question is, you know, what do you want for Sally Spectra as a fan after all this betrayal and heartbreak that she's gotten from Adam? Do you want to see her with Billy Abbott, with Chancellor, with Nate Hastings? Or do you think she should just sit alone in her room at the GCAC crying until Adam Newman convinces her to forgive him and take him back? Let me know what you think. Drop your comments on what you hope for the future for Sally's love life. Please subscribe if you haven't, and definitely come back soon. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, talking Young and the Restless with you 7 days a week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.